Hello, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. It is our immense pleasure to have with us Dr. N.P. Sahu. Sir is Joint Director ICR, Central Institute of Fishery Education, Mumbai. And the topic chosen for deliberation is simple technology intervention for enhanced utilization of farm-made feed as a strategy for sustainable rural development. Sir, you're audible as well as visible, and your presentation is also visible. Please start, sir. Hello? Am I audible to you, sir?
Hello.
Yeah, please start, sir. The meeting recording has started. You can start, sir.
Okay. So there is no introductions. Who are the participants?
I introduced you. I introduced you, sir. I think you had your headphone. I introduced you to the.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I couldn't hear you. On it. Anyway, the participants are visible. It's not visible to me.
During this presentation, they won't be visible. But after, we would have an interaction session at the end for 5 minutes. You can interact with the participants at the end.
Okay, let me feel that.
Right now, around 61 of them have already joined, and there will be more joining as and when 11 reaches. We have 3 minutes. I just wanted to give you some head start because we're losing 5 minutes at the end for the interaction. So we'll have 5 minutes for the interaction, and we can start right now. It's 10:58. Actually, we're supposed to start at 11.
Okay, but these audience are not visible in my screen.
During the presentation time, the audience won't be visible.
Okay.
Once you stop presenting, you can see them also.
Okay. In Google Meet, this format is like that.
Yeah.
Shall I start now then?
Yeah, we can start.
Okay. Good evening, the participants of the training program. Myself, as I was not there. I missed the first part. As I was told that I was introduced myself in Sahu, the Joint Director of CIP. This topic will be today. Sorry, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
Okay, so please remind me whenever the slide is not moving or I am not audible, please.
Yes.
So the topic will be this simple technological intervention for enhanced utilization of farm-made feed as a strategy for sustainable rural development. So as I was told, I am from CIFE. So let's tell one slide about the CIFE. Of course, CIFE is known to everybody, but it's a deemed university and the premier institute in fishery science in the country. It offers higher fishery education and master's and PhD in 11 specialized disciplines. Every year, about 100 students for masters and about 70 students for PhD students. They used to come besides the foreign students and the in-service candidates. And besides this, we are having some diploma program at our centers. We are having 5 centers at Rohtak, Motipur, Bihar, Kolkata, Kakinada, Andhra Pradesh, and Pawarkhada, Madhya Pradesh, and headquarters being at Mumbai. So this is all about this CIP. This is the basics. Mandate is to conduct postgraduate program in fishery science and basic strategic research beside the training program. Coming to my lectures will be divided into 3-4 parts. First part will be the journals scenario of aquaculture. Then second part will be that comes the topic, how to utilize, enhance utilization of the farm-made feed. Why I am targeting the farm-made feed? Because this is a link to the rural developments. Mostly about 97% of the farmers, they are utilizing the farm-made feed for carb culture. That's why for rural development, this farm-made feed needs to be sustainable. So that will conclude the last slide. So first coming to then first will be the general aspect. Second aspect will be the farm-made feed. Then what are used in the farm-made feed, that is DORB, how to utilize the enhanced utilization of DORB. Then it will be the utilization of non-edible seeds. Then that is protein isolate or protein concentrates. Then the last part will be the utilization of this leaf meal as a replacer of DORB. This we are popularizing how the leaf meal can be utilized for this DORB, and why you should popularize, that we'll discuss in between, and this will all cover in this talk. So coming to the general scenario of aquaculture, first if we are telling about the sustainable, let's think about a sustainable food for the future. It has been estimated by 2050 there will be 10 billion people to be fed. And if you calculate from the 10 as a baseline, there will be 56% more food to be produced by 2050. So this same food we have to produce without acquiring any extra land, because we have reached the situations where we cannot spare any more land for this agriculture purpose at the cost of forest. So if you simply calculate, this 56% more food will come, that is equivalent to the land of the area equivalent to twice the size of India. That much of forest we have to cut it, that has to be converted into the land, then only this is possible. So you can imagine what is the tough situation ahead. Besides this also, we have to conserve the environment. That means the greenhouse emissions we have to reduce from presently at 12, that is gigaton of carbon dioxide, to 4 gigaton, that is 67% reduction. That is only possible through this improved feed or with innovative technology. That's why this is the scenario we are going to face in the future. The future technologists or scientists, entrepreneurs who are there, this is the scenario we are going to face in the future. We have to make our own strategy how to tackle this thing. Now, as we are talking about aquaculture, definitely we are concerned about to provide a quality protein to the human being. So if you see this protein intake, this is directly related to the income of the people. If income of the people increases, the protein intake, quality protein intake in terms of annual proteins, it increases. You see the intake of these annual proteins by the developed country is more, still less in the other developing countries, and least in the least developed countries. So in the least developed countries, the intake of cereals or carbohydrates is more. The intake of carbohydrate is less in case of developed countries, but the protein intake is more. So if you see either it's fish or dairy or meat, it is increasing trend, and that is related to the status of the country. That is, as I told, this is the income. Now, if you come to that, it has been recommended that at least our 15%, 20% of the annual proteins, total protein should from the animal sources. That is the quality proteins. So now, if you compare to this animal protein and the plant proteins, then definitely this animal protein sources are, that is land intensive, that is resource intensive. Resource means in the terms they need more land, they need more waters, and the also this gas emission of greenhouse gases will be more. That is for animal production system. Compared to animal and plant production systems, these are the demerit in the animal production system. But among this animal production systems, you see the fish productions. If you compare the fish to egg and pork production, poultry production, dairy productions, beef productions, definitely we are, or the aquaculture at an advantage, because the pollution or the greenhouse emission is less, and the land use is very less compared to the other other animal production systems. That's why the aquaculture is advantageous compared to other animal production systems. Compared to the aquaculture, if you see the total trend of aquaculture is increasing day by day, and the trend has now reached. Now, if you compare from 1986 to 2030, in 86, the fish from aquaculture side, it was about 1/3. But now it is just reverse. If you see 2030 or 2016 even, 2016 is almost 50-50. By 2030, it will be just reverse. We will get more fish from the aquaculture and less from the capture side. You see that situation we are going to face, and if you link still more by 2050, perhaps we have to be dependent on aquaculture to eat fish. That's why this aquaculture should be sustainable. If you compare to the fish consumption, you see that India consumption is comparatively less compared to the other countries. In a more detailed way, if you see that in Asian countries, which produces about 90% of the global aquaculture productions, they eat about 25 kg per capita. But compared to India, to the previous slide, it is our 5 kg. So can you imagine that even if we are second in aquaculture production in the world, but our consumption is very, very less. In future, there is a lot of scope is there, that is a lot of opportunities there to increase the fish consumptions in the future. So to link to this, if you compare to the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, the fish production has been targeted with the coming 5 years, another 7 million ton to be added. That is 1.4 million ton per year extra we have to produce, for which almost 2.8 million ton more feed we have to feed-based aquaculture should be there. This is the present target of the government, that we have to double the production, double the farmers' income. Okay. So the fish production, as I told, that coming 5 years we have to double. So what strategy we have to make? And you see the fish consumption now it is 5 kg per capita, which has been targeted to be 12 kg by 24-25. How difficult it is. At the same time, the post-harvest losses from 25%, it has to be reduced to 10%. So at the same time, we have to increase the implementation. So these are the North cells, or these are the projections from the PMMSY. So how? These are the target input of all those who are working for the fisheries or aquaculture sectors. So how to achieve it? So the left-hand center and right-hand side, this is our traditional aquaculture, and we have to shift to the intensive aquaculture, so that the 1.4 million ton per extra that we have to produce every year, that is possible. Otherwise, it is not possible. Then coming to the feed sector, that is the food and feed means the basic difference is food which is consumed by human being, we call it food, and which is consumed by animal, it is feed. But some common, for example, it is given the soybean, it is used by both. So there will be more demand. So our basic objective is that we should consume, or we should use those ingredients which are not consumed by the human being. That means we should not directly compete with the human being, so that there will be no, it should be economical and sustainable. The problem in this feed or feed ingredients, the same ingredients is being used for all the animal production systems. It is not that separate feed ingredients are used for fish, separate for poultry, separate for other animals. The constant is that the same ingredients, it is used or it is shared by all. So coming to the aqua feed scenarios of the country or the global scenario, the total animal feed is 1 billion tons, more than 1 billion tons, out of which aqua feed is only 40 million tons, very less. That is only 4% of the total. So this is the global scenario. Similar also the case of the Indian scenario. China produces a maximum, that is 15.7 million tons. Next is a Vietnam, 3.9. Can you imagine the gap? First one is 15 and the second one is 3.9. Unfortunately, India is a third position, even if we are second in aquaculture productions. As such, that if you are second in aquaculture production, we should be second in feed production also. But we are third in feed production. That indicates that India is still to achieve the feed-based aquaculture. So what is it used in India? About 97% of the car feed used by Indian farmer is farm-made feed. Farm-made feed means it is not a commercial feed. They are preparing their feed, whatever available in their vicinity or what is available at their home. From their agricultural byproducts, what is available to them or access to them, they are using this feed, the ingredients, and you feeding for the calves. So what they are using? They are using mainly this de-oiled rice bran, maybe soybean, GNOC, mustard oil cake, cottonseed cake, wheat bran. These are in minor quantity, but major is de-oiled rice bran. That is more than 50%. By minor amount, 10 to 20%, they are using in oil cake. Hardly they are using in oil cake because it is whatever it is accessible to the farmers, the oil cake they are using, otherwise they are not using. So now if we are coming to the oil seed production in India, you see the oil seed production for the last, I think that 10 years that I have given, it is almost static. That means we cannot expect any quantum jump in oil seed production in India, where we are expecting the oil cakes. The oil cakes are the byproduct from the oil seed industries. After extraction of the oil from the oil seed, the remaining is called oil cakes. These oil cakes are used for the aquafeed productions. So coming to the productivity, productivity means the unit that is the production per hectare. So that productivity is also almost started. So there is no more production, no more productivity. So definitely it is the challenges for the future, that how we will get this oil cake to be used in the aquafeed. Coming to the feed, so many ingredients are used to prepare the feed. As I told, the major ingredient being the DORB, de-oiled rice bran. Now this de-oiled rice bran also is not, this is the cheapest, for their information I am telling, the cheapest ingredient in the country is the DORB, which cost is, it's almost, as far as my knowledge goes, it is 16 rupees per kg, which may also come to 7 rupees during the season time, but during the off-season minute, it remains 14 to 16 rupees per kg. So 16 to 14 rupees DORB, we cannot say it is cheaper. So when we are talking about the rural conditions, rural economy, about sustainability, we have to find for the alternative of DORB, that is, leaves are shown that I will discuss in the subsequent slides. And why the Indian farmers, they are using only DORB? Because this is the only ingredient which are easily accessible and abundantly accessible to the Indian farmers. If you see this map, except this Haryana, almost all states, they are producing this rice. So when they are producing this rice, rice bran is the byproduct. That means it is available in every household. That's why this DORB is used as a farm-made feed for aquaculture. Now, let's see that this paddy production. Why the paddy production means when you are expecting the DORB, it comes from the paddy production only. So this paddy production also, last 10 years, it is static. It is almost static. So then come to the DORB productions. DORB is only the 6% of the total paddy production. That is also static. So you, on the right hand side, you see starting from 2004 to 5, the total DORB productions or total rice bran production, it is from 7 to 9 million. Within 10 years, only 2 million tons of rice bran has been increased. After that, it is almost static. That means, as per the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, that if the double production is targeted, definitely double input will be required. Double input in the sense, double the quantity of ingredients. As I told, the major ingredients are DORB. Definitely, the double amount of DORB will be required, what is used just now. But the scenario is in front of you. That is, we cannot expect a double production within 5 years. Then how we will go for how our aquaculture will be sustainable? How our farmers will use this farm-made feed which in a sustainable manner, that will be economical, that will be environmental friendly. So how it is possible? Let's see the DORB composition. The DORB contains 14% proteins. This is the reason why you are using this DORB, and is a NFE matlab nitrogen free extract, that is the energy source. This DORB is used as an energy source. Also, it contains a adequate amount of proteins. Now, the demerit of this DORB is it contains some anti-nutritional factor, ANF. So this is this anti-nutritional factor which reduces the growth rate of the piece, or we can say that there is some inhibition why we cannot use means large quantity of this DORB in the aqua feed. Then question comes, if DORB is only available to the farmers, how farmers can utilize DORB as a complete feed or as a only feed ingredient for the carb productions? Now we have some different strategy we have developed in our lab here, that this DORB if you are giving, instead of giving DORB, if you adopt some simple technology, as in my title told, the minimum intervention, simple technology, then the output or the productions of this DORB based feeding will be more. So now, one is solid state fermentation. The solid state fermentation means we have to ferment the DORB with some specific fungus or this bacteria, for which the protein content will be increased and the anti-nutritional factor which I have shown in the previous slide will be decreased. This is the advantage. Besides this, we have to add some of the enzymes, exogenous enzymes. These are the fiber degrading enzymes. I'll just go back to this slide. If you see the CF, crude fiber fractions. Crude fiber fraction of rice bran is 14.92. Fish being a monogastric animal or carp being a gastric animal, they cannot utilize high fiber content. So we have to give this fiber so that when we are giving this exogenous enzymes, the fiber content will be reduced, so that it will be helpful for more utilization. Besides this, the third strategy will be supplementation of some deficient nutrient. For example, these amino acids and fatty acids. So these are the three strategies. First, you go for solid state fermentations, then you go for addition of exogenous enzymes, then go for the fortification of this amino acid and fatty acids. These are the three strategies. If you adopt, then you can use comfortably this DORB as the sole ingredient or complete feed for carb production. I have given here example of this fermentation of this DORB. So what is the fermentation of DORB? It's an advantage of DORB fermentations. If you see, after fermentation of DORB for the 72 hours, the protein content increases almost to double. From A to D, that the red mark is given, you see the protein content increases. Then the question comes, where it comes, this protein content? It is the accumulation of this fungal mass or bacterial mass during this fermentation process, which can be easily digested by this fish. Besides this, one more advantage is that, but due to this fermentation, if you compare the first one is DORB, de-oiled rice bran. Second one column is just FDORB, that means fermented DORB. So after this fermentations, the lysine content, which is one of the most limiting amino acids, the content is increases almost 5 times. It is almost 3.47 times, 4 times almost. So besides this, many amino acids it increases. Besides some 1 or 2 which also decreases. But mostly the decreased amino acids are the dispensable amino acids. That is, we are not that much concerned because these are the non-essential amino acids, body can synthesize it. Now I have given an example that as I told that fermentation or solid state fermentation of the DORB is best or it is better. Then we have given a trial. That is, we have taken 7 feed that I have given at the right bottom corner. C means it is a control feed, commercial feed. We have taken a feed from commercials that is available in the market. Then T1 we have given only DORB. T2 we have given fermented DORB. Then T3 we have added enzyme. DORB plus E matlab enzymes, exogenous enzymes. T4 means fermented DORB plus enzymes. T5 DORB plus enzyme plus essential amino acids plus essential fatty acids. Then T6 we have given DORB plus LE. LE matlab that is a liquid enzymes. The enzymes are available in 2 forms. One is in powder form, another is in liquid form. So now this liquid form, that is thermostable form, all are available. So we have given the liquid form. So comparing the feed cost, you know that the feed cost is the least feed cost is T4. That is fermented DORB plus enzyme. DORB, we cannot say that the list is almost similar, T1, T2, T3, T4. But when coming to the growth rate or FCR, we are getting the better FCR in the T3. That is DORB plus enzymes. As I told, it contains a high amount of fiber. If you give this enzyme, definitely the feed conversion ratio FCR will be better. And finally, we have compared the cost of productions. If you are giving this only DORB based feed, the cost of productions, it is the least in the T3. That is DORB with enzymes. That is 56 rupees. And if you know that is compared to that is commercial feed, it is 78. So this slide is enough to indicate how the simple technological intervention, it gives you better result, better productions. And the question comes, as I told, that what is the maximum amount of DORB we can use in the carb feed? Because many farmers, they are only giving this DORB. At the same time, I told it contains some antinutrient factors, it contains high fibers, and fish being a monogastric animals or a gastric animal like carp, they cannot utilize this fiber. So we have conducted this trial with nutrigenomic approach. That is, how to the maximum level with the growth gene expressions. We have found the 43% DORB maximum that we can give when we are preparing a feed with 26% protein and 7% lipid. This is all about the first part is the DORB. Then coming to another chapter that is called the non-edible seed. As from very beginning I told from the aquaculture that intensive aquaculture needs a feed, and nowadays that is a high protein feed means we are coming fish meal or soybean meal, which are really very costly and which is not affordable by the farmers. It is every year or every month you can say it is increasing. So what is the possible alternate? The possible alternate is that there are many non-edible seeds are available within our vicinity which we never use. I will give you the example. For example, you see throughout India, these are the different 150 non-edible type of seeds are available. It has very low commercial use because these the examples are castor seed oil, castor seeds. That oil it has used, but after the extraction of the oil, this castor seed cake, it is simply used as a manure. Current, after this extraction of the oil, that oil has some medicinal value. After this extraction of the oil, this current cake is used as a manure. Mahua oil cake used as a manure. Neem oil cake used as a manure. Rubber seed cake used as a manure, or they simply throw out. Jatropha seed cake used as a manure. So, sal, linseed, kusum, these are abundantly available here. You see the availability is 7.3 million tons. It is a huge amount. We never thought that it can be utilized. Let's see that what is the best part that we can utilize this non-edible seed. Who never till now these are never been used for any aqua feed. So why you should use? Because it is rich in proteins and availability is too much, and the human being does not they eat these seeds. Then if you are using it, definitely the feed cost will be reduced, and the production cost also will be reduced. Then see how will you use it? These seeds, as I told that, these are the unconventional feed because it contains many anti-nutrient factors. Just like I have listed, phytic acid, saponin, pectins, trypsin inhibitor, hydrogen cyanide, glycols. These are the some anti-nutrient factors for which growth rate is reduced. Now, what is our plan? That these seeds means we are interested for it contains high proteins. So if selectively we can take out the protein content, then we will throw out the rest of the things. Then this protein will be a gift for us. So how we are doing? We are selectively, first we are solubilizing in the alkali, followed by acid, then we are centrifuging it, then we are finally getting the protein isolate. So that's why this protein isolate is rich in protein. We will see, I am giving you example. First one is the castor seed cake. What is the castor seed cake? The castor seed, I have given this first one is castor seed, which contains 20 to 20% protein. After this castor seed, after removal of the hard coat, this protein content obviously increases, that is 26 to 28%. Then after removal of the oil from this castor seed, the protein content increases 57 to 59%. Now, from this castor seed, deep-headed castor seed, if you are preparing the protein concentrate or isolate, it contains 92% proteins. Can you imagine the castor seed which contains 20% proteins? Now, if you are preparing the protein isolate, it contains 92% proteins. Simple proteins. It can be as good as fish meal, soybean meal, any costly protein. So let's see. We have done some experiment. So the protein content of defatted castor kernel meal is 58%. When you convert it to the protein isolate, it is 92%. Fiber content is also reduced, and at the same time, the anti-nutritional factor also it is reduced. The tannin, fatty acid, hydrocyanic acid, this from 68 means 70 to 90%. It almost after the formation of this protein isolate, about 70 to 90% these anti-nutritional factors are reduced. This is a very advantage. Now we have conducted one feeding trial. We have given either 0 means control group, no protein castor protein isolate, 25%, 50%, 75% we have given. We found that we can go up to 75% replacement of this protein isolate, that is castor protein isolate with the soybean isolates. So before that it was simply fertilizer. People was using just throwing it. But you know that after this thing, these isolate preparations, this value increases. Secondly, when you are fortifying this with so when we are fortifying with this deficient amino acids, you see miraculously this 100%, which was not possible before fortification of amino acids, now it has increased. That means you saw this A and A are comparable. That means when you are fortifying this castor protein isolate with this amino acids, this value is as good as any your soya protein isolates. Similarly, another example is neem seed. Neem protein isolate. You know that neem, it is the smells, that is pungent smell are there. So no, any animals, or that is a limitation that we cannot use it because due to this pungent smell. But that is similar way also, from this neem seed cake we are getting the protein isolates, and this is that we have done in the lab. You see this crude protein content from the neem seed cake. From neem seed cake, when we are going for that extraction of the oil, it increases 23%, and when we are going for the isolate, it is 82%. Can you imagine this quantum of a protein we are getting from a product which was zero value, which was just used as a manure? Now this similarly, this total this anti-nutritional factor present in neem seed cake also it is reduced from starting from to about 70 to 80% reduced due to this preparation of the protein isolate. When we are going for the growth study, similarly we could found 75% of the neem seed cake can be replaced with the soybean protein isolates. 100% we could not because it contains some of the anti-nutritional factors. Now, the advantage of this neem protein isolate that when we are feeding it gives a immunobooster. It acts as a immunobooster. Immunity level of the fish increases. This is an advantage. So besides this growth, it also enhances the immunity status of the fish. Similarly, one more example is the Karanj. So this Karanj again, it contains the cake contains 28% protein or 29% proteins. After extraction of the oil, it increases to 34%. And when we are going for the protein isolate, Karanj protein isolate KPI, it is 90% proteins. So similarly, the protein due to the preparation of the protein isolates, the anti-nutritional factor also reduces. This is the advantage. In this case, unlike this castor protein isolate and neem protein isolate, we can use safely 100%. Previously, these two we could use only 75%, but in case of Karanj, this is the advantage that we can use up to 100%. One more example is Jatropha seed cake. That is, you might be knowing that this plant is very famous, or this seed is famous for biodiesel plant. So it contains a lot of oil. So after this extraction of the oil, you know, this is a huge biomass. This is a waste. It has no other use than a fuel or a fertilizer. So this what we have done. this Jatropha, it contains an anti-nutritional factor. So to destroy that anti-nutritional factor, we have to ferment it. Then only the dangerous anti-nutritional factor is called formol esters. So after this fermented Jatropha protein concentrate, it was almost ND, not detectable level. And there was no adverse effect at all. You know, the survival percent was almost 100%. Otherwise, this formol ester is very, very toxic, and it causes mass mortality. If you see the growth trial after inclusion in the feed, this can be successfully 100%. It can be used in the feed after this fermentation. One more is this rubber kernel meal. This rubber kernel meal, this plant is very much plentifully available in Tripura, Kerala, and some other states. And this is also the byproduct of the seed cake. It is no other use except here. So we have done some experiments and we have compared it with rubber protein isolates and Jatropha protein isolates. The crude protein of the rubber protein, you see that it is 22% in the kernel meal. Then after oil extraction, it is 43%, and after this rubber protein isolate, it is 90%. Similarly, for Jatropha, it is 36% proteins, the seed cake. After extraction of the oil, it is 42%, and after preparation of the protein isolate, it is 87%. So these are the advantages how these unused protein-rich biomass they can able to provide you a resource or the protein-rich biomass contains more than 90% protein. Similarly, after preparation of the factors reduce significantly, either cyanide, phytic acid, tannin, or trypsin inhibitors. Trypsin inhibitor, of course, it increases because it is associated with the proteins. So in both the cases, it is Jatropha and Jatropha and rubber, the anti-nutritional factor it significantly reduces. Similarly, the feeding trial also we have conducted. In feeding trial, you see when we are increasing either 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%, or with addition of deficient amino acids. Percentage or the growth rate, you will find that the growth rate is 100%. You know, this 100% we can achieve the rubber protein isolates, that is at par with the control group. That means when we are comparing with this soya protein isolates, that 100% rubber protein isolates can be used in the feed. Similarly, that is for Jatropha, we have used similarly 25%, 50%, 75%, 100%, and we will find when we are giving this 100% Jatropha, that growth rate was reduced. But when we are supplement with the deficient lysine, again the growth rate was at par with the control group. This clearly indicates the Jatropha, when we are preparing this protein isolate, some essential amino acids are deficient. When we are fortifying these essential amino acids, the growth rate significantly increases, which are at par with the control group. This indicates that all these sources, either it is neem or currants or castor, rubber or Jatropha, whichever it may be, if you are preparing the protein isolates, these are safe, and if you are using this or you are fortifying with deficient amino acids, definitely it can be used at par with the control group. So now this is the section 2 over, that is utilization of the non-edible seed. First, we have covered how to enhance utilization of the DORB. Second, that we have covered about this non-edible seed. Now, the third part and last part we will cover about the leaf mill. The leaf mill, I told you that why you should go for leaf mill, because as I told, 97% of the farmers, they are using DORB as a farm feed. Now, as per Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana, that we have to double the production by 2024-25. 2024-25. So if you want to double the productions, definitely double ingredients will be required, and double in DORB also will be required. At the same time also I told you that there is no further scope to enhance the paddy productions where you will get the DORB. The paddy productions, it is almost static. So where will get this DORB to support the double productions or to support our farmers who are using this farm feed? So we have to search for any alternate ingredients which can be easily accessed to the farmers. Just like DORB, it is available to every farmer because every household are accessible to the DORB because they are doing these paddy cultivations. So they are getting DORB. So after DORB, we cannot think that anything will be available to all farmers. If one thing that is available to all farmers, that we think that this is the leaves, because everywhere leaves are available, and we can tell you that in our last 4 or 5 year research, we found that what is the best way to utilize this leaf mill and which can be utilized at par with DORB. The only disadvantage of the leaf mill, you can ask that why what is the disadvantage? Why till now leaf mill are not being used? Because this leaf mill contains many anti-nutrient factors, just like it was present in these non-edible seeds. It's present in DORB. Similarly, many anti-nutrient factors are present in leaf as well. Unless otherwise you remove these anti-nutrient factors, these cannot be utilized as a feed ingredients. So we will discuss that what is the best way to remove this or to reduce these anti-nutrient factors so that the farmers can utilize. Now I will give a list of some of the leaves which contains more proteins. Generally, as a thumb rule, any ingredients contains leaf protein more than 20%, we call it as a good source of proteins. So we have listed some of the proteins, leaves, which are available around you, which can be utilized as ingredients in the aquafeed. First one is a groundnut leaf mill. Groundnut matlab मूंगफली का leaves. That is available. After this groundnut leaf mill, I have seen the leaves are left in the ground itself, the field itself. They are allowed to be dried there. Then after that, it was born. Sometimes also, if it is green, it is given to some animals. But these, you see, these leaves contains 26.74% proteins, which you just can't neglect it. What is the protein content in the DORB? आप लोग को याद है कितना देखा था मैंने DORB में कितना प्रोटीन रहता है? Can you hear me?
12 to 14%.
14 to 16%. So it is almost double.
12 to 14%.
So
Yes,
can
sir.
you? It is almost double. This groundnut.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we don't know this much of protein is present. We simply ignore it. So it contains 26% proteins. Similarly, Leucina ligasapala, subabul. I think that this plant may be familiar to you, correct? Subabul आपने सुना होगा?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Roadside plantations everywhere. It is generally the agroforestry department. They used to promote this leaf because this is a fodder cum fuel tree. Fodder means leaves rich in proteins. That's why it is used as a fodder for the animals. And after that, this wood are used as fuel because this wood it cannot be used for any valuable purpose. It is only used for fuel purpose. So this is plentifully available everywhere. Similarly, this is black lantern moong. Moong means it is a agricultural byproduct after the cultivation of the moong. Whenever I am telling this thing, the leaves, this indicates that we are not recommending you to pluck the leaves when the cultivation is on, or you can pluck from anywhere from the jungles or anywhere from your vicinity, because first concern is the environment. We are only emphasizing when these are fallen leaves or when the agriculture crops is harvested. With black moong leaves contain 17% proteins. It is also more than this DORB. Similarly, Gokul Kanta, I think it is in Bengali, if somebody knows Bengali, this is a weed. This is a weed, terrestrial weed. Plants mostly seen in West Bengal, but it is pandemic everywhere. It is present. This weed. So these wheats also can be utilized, which contain high amount of proteins. Similarly, this mentha, mentha इसका नाम है lemongrass. This lemongrass, why I am giving? This truckloads of these leaves are available. This after the extraction of this lemongrass oil, it has large medicinal use. These industries, they collect in huge amount this lemongrass and they collect these oils. After that, we just simply waste. So we thought that this huge biomass, which is giving a threat to the environment, we can use it. So it contains 20% protein. So I will show you the result after this. Then Ipomia, that is almost known to everybody. It contains 23% proteins. Sorry, first one I told community, that is mentha. This is lemongrass is this one. It's called 11% because this is the only grass we have taken which contains less protein, because as I told that a huge truckload of this biomass available after extraction of the lemongrass oil, which have been medicinal use. Similarly, siam weed, this is also terrestrial weed, plenty available in the Kerala, in the southern part of the country, also in the other part of the country, and in the other countries as well. So this is a weed, you will find everywhere. It contains 24% proteins. Bursin, you might have heard the name of bursin. It is a legume, and it is generally given to the large animals as a best fodder, which contains 24% proteins. So we thought that it is cultivated for the large animals. So this also can be used for aquaculture. Nobody thinks that the fodder generally cultivated for the large animals. For we are sharing the same ingredients, either groundnut oil cake, either soy, any oil cakes. So if we will use this one, the sharing of other ingredients will be stopped. That will be available to the other animal. Similarly, we have prepared the bursin protein concentrate, with the protein content increases from 24 to 43%. Similarly, cauliflower means cauliflower leaf. The pictures show the flower, but we are not using flower in the feed. We are using this leaf, which contain 21% proteins. We have also prepared the concentrate, which increases to 35%. Similarly, the green pea matar, it contains 24% proteins. Kajanas kajan, that means the tur dal, that leaf, it contains 20% proteins. Soybean leaf, it contains 31% proteins. Then sasbania, this is a leaf readily available in the dry areas, little bit wherever percent of lands are more, sands are more, you will find this thing. This sasbania leaf, plenty available. Similarly, this trifolium means it is a bursin, as I told us. Green pea I have already told. The other also I have told. So I have not told. Yes. Now this almost six leaves we have to have a feeding trial. The first one is that is groundnut. That how we have conducted a feeding trial, we have included a maximum 30% in the feed. That 30% was replaced with 30% DORB, because we are projecting this leaf meal as a replacer of DORB. So you are using in a control group 30% DORB, and in the treatment group you are using 30% as a groundnut. So we could able to complete successfully replace 100% DORB in the carb feed, that is groundnut leaf. But a lemongrass, as I told that it contains less protein. How much? It is 11%, but it contains lot of fiber. That's why we could only use 50%. That means 15%. That means 30%, 100%. So uska adha 50%, because it contains a lot of fiber. That's why you could not use it. But this level could be enhanced due to addition of enzyme that I have given in the subsequent slides. Similarly, black moon, we could use 30%, 100% replacement, but at 20% inclusion level, we could got a better result. The growth rate was far better than DORB. Similarly, Ipomia, we could only use 10% inclusion because it contains many anti-nutrition factors. Mentha, that also contains 10% because it contains many anti-nutrition factors. This Gokul which I told it is a weed, we could use 100% DORB. Now, as I told, these are the feeding trial growth studies data. LM matlab leaf mill 10, then leaf mill with enzyme 20%, leaf mill with enzyme 30%. You see, when we are giving this enzyme, the growth rate was as good as with the control. But at 20% level, the growth rate was far better than the control. Can you imagine this black moong leaf? They are giving better result than DORB. Then why we will use the DORB, which is 16 rupees per kg? The DORB, I think that it is, no cost is involved. If you are cultivating moong, these moong leaves are available to you. You can use it. Similarly, this is a black gram leaf mill. Another strategy we have followed. What we thought that if we found that any leaf which cannot be used more than 10%, so we thought that we can have another strategy. That means instead of giving daily, we can give this leaf mill alternate day, so that the load, metabolic load on the fish will be reduced. That is the fiber or any anti-nutritional factor, so that they can at least 50% utilization will be there instead of zero utilization. So we could able to success by adopting their strategy, where we can leaf mill. You see the 30% inclusion level, last one, GN groundnut leaf mill, GNLM, at 30% inclusion level, the growth rate was much more than the control. That means control was you have given 30% DORB, and the GNLM 30% groundnut leaf mill you have given. We found the growth rate was more. Similarly, the lemongrass, as I told, the lemongrass, when we are using 30%, L30, the growth rate was significantly, it was reduced. But when you use this enzyme, E means enzymes, the growth rate again is put up. So that means when this lemongrass, which could not used at more than 10%, when we are using this enzyme, the growth rate was even at par at 50% inclusion level. Yes, this that lemongrass, which contains more fiber, if you will go for alternate feeding strategy with enzyme, you can still utilize. You see, after alternate feeding strategy, we could use 30% inclusion level. Before that, in a previous slide, it was 15% inclusion level, and at 30% it was growth rate was reduced. But when we are going for alternate feeding strategy, growth rate was more. Similarly, this Ipomia, when we are using the 30% level, the growth rate was reduced due to presence of anti-nutritional factor. One more leaf that is I have given here, that is green tea. The growth rate was more when we are giving these enzymes at T4 and T5. So my objective is that similarly for Cadanus means aurora leaf. Aurora leaf means when even we are using it at 40% level, more than 30, still then the growth rate was not affected. It was at par with the control group. Soybean meal also at 30% level along with enzymes, the growth rate was at par with control group. Tasmania leaf, as I told, it is available mostly in the very sandy areas. It contains 20% proteins, but when it contains some anti-nutritional factor. So to utilize this thing, we could use it by fermentation method. By use of this fermentation, the anti-nutritional factor it reduced significantly, and the growth rate also increased. This is the growth rate of this what is that, Borsim, and I am a little bit fast because only 5 minutes more to stop it. So that this Borsim, when we are giving at 100% replacement level, the growth rate reduced because it contains many anti-nutritional factors. Now question comes that anybody can ask that a single leaf may not be available. So in our vicinity around the house, many leaves are there. So can you go for mixing of different leaves instead of one leaf? Yes, there is a important questions, there is valid questions. So we have also tried with mixing 3 types of leaves, and we found yes, by giving this mixed leaf meal, rather it is advantageous. This growth rate was at 40% improvement level. It was more than the control. Now the major constraint is that this leaf meal contains any leaf, it contains any antifungal factors. So how to reduce it? If you go for any chemical treatment, everything the farmer cannot do it. So we developed this device. This is called fermenter cum mixer that you can develop also in your house. This simpler drum is there. One that is fixed in a stand, and one the handle is there which can rotate to mix the leaf meal. The leaf meal you will put it here after grinding, then put some culture that we will recommend what culture you should give. After 96 hours, this leaf will be ready for to be used in the field, which can completely replace this thing. So with this, I think that I can give the conclusion that DORB should be mixed with hexagonal enzyme. It gives better result than only DORB. Then fermented DORB is always better than simple DORB. And if you can use lysine methionine with DORB, still you will get a better result. Leaf meal can easily replace DORB in car field. Fermentation of leaf meal by using this fermenter cum mixer, it is ideal, and you will get a better result. Supplementation of enzyme and amino acids improves the growth of fish. Either it is a protein concentrate, isolate, leaf meal, or DORB. Mixed leaf is better to ensure the availability of the leaves throughout the year, and the protein isolate from non-edible seed can be successfully used in the aquafeed by replacing the conventional structures. This is in nutshell about this thing. And coming to the sustainability, because the topic is sustainability. Why this sustainability we are discussing? Because as I told that DORB, the cheapest ingredients is costing around 16 rupees, which is not sustainable. Farmers cannot afford it. So how we can find an alternate? And if we are finding alternate, what is the alternate? 3 alternate I told: DORB, then leaf meal, then non-edible seeds. So if it is available, whether it has any threat to environment or it is friendly to environment, it should be friendly. Then it should be economical. If all are there and if it is socially acceptable, then this is the sustainable rural development strategy, that is aquaculture. So this is all about my talk, and I will be happy to answer if you have some queries. I will be happy to answer it. Thank you very much. If you have any query, if you are asking just now, that's fine. Otherwise, also I am giving my email ID. You can have any specific query. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have put one question in
Thank you,
the
sir.
message section.
Okay, let me.
Not question.
Let me.
Please ask directly. Please, you can ask directly.
It is written as sir at the end of the presentation actually. If you can please explain the protein isolation process for these non-edible oilseeds which can be done by common man.
Okay. Let me explain in this way that the protein isolate, we are developing one prototype. That prototype means we are planning in such a way that you will put the leaf and it will take care to extract the protein and you get the protein isolates. Correct. Otherwise, it is not possible for the farmers to do the protein isolate. Definitely some chemicals process are involved. So we will not advise the farmers to go for this thing. And this prototype should be available in coming days. And any entrepreneurs who are interested for this thing, we can help you to provide this technology so that you can go for commercial ventures. I agree that it is not possible for the farmer. What is possible for the farmer? That fermenter cum mixer that I have told you. That one. Is clear?
Clear, sir. But then leaf mill, that can be done by farmers. Means they can farm.
Leaf mill, yes. That's why that fermenter cum mixer that we have developed, that is for the farmers. This is for entrepreneurs, industry people who are who want to have the business or ventures. We are almost completed.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Good morning, sir. Hello. Sir, good morning.
Please ask.
Yes, sir. Sir, you have given very nice presentation, sir. Your presentation is very excellent. Sir, just I want to know that, sir, for making the feed composition for very good nutrients and proteins and micronutrients are available in the drumstick. Sir, drumstick, you heard about the drumsticks? साइजन जिसको बोलते हैं सर, साइजन. So I am asking that drumstick seeds or leaf is better to use, sir. Which one is better? Whether we can
I think he
use
got disconnected. I think he got
seed
disconnected.
or leaf. I am asking which one
Just a
is.
second. I think our resource person got disconnected. Please wait.
Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Please.
Audible now?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
please.
I think you are disconnected. Yes. Tell me.
Sir, my question is, सर जो ड्रम स्टिक्स होता है ना सर, वो जो साइजन जिसको बोलते हैं,
ड्रमस्टिक ना, वो
ड्रम स्टिक,
मोरिंगा
सर. तो वो फीड में इंग्रेडिएंट के रूप में उसमें प्रोटीन भी है, माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स भी है सर. तो लीफ यूज करना चाहिए या सीड उसका यूज करना चाहिए सर? कौन सा बेटर होगा?
आपका आवाज कट गया बीच में, फिर दोबारा बताइए. पूछिए
Sir, I am asking that moringa leaf is better to use as a feed ingredient or seed of the moringa. Which one will be better?
सुनिए, मोरिंगा we have moringa leaf, moringa seed, moringa.
Yes, sir. Sound is not coming. Maybe due to
I
some.
think there is connectivity issue. Please, sir. I think our resource person has internet connectivity issues. So, sir, can you say something? You are not audible. Hello.
Sir is having problem. I am audible, sir. I am. Whether Dr. Sahu is not able to get it.